3 years ago, yeah, I was nothing. I had no idea what to do. I just had fun in making music, and that was it. I did some
Yeah.
small gigs in Utrecht, and that was it. And now we're in a complete different stage.
Welcome, Gnome,
Thanks.
aka Maarten.
Yeah, how are you doing, Joey?
I'm all good. And you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, man. Thanks.
Nice. Thanks for taking the time to do this, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I know from experience that a lot of people have questions when you talk about coaching, and what we do with these kind of conversations is trying to give you, the listener, the watcher, a better insight into what we do at artist coaching and how our clients experience the whole coaching program. You've been a client for a couple of years now.
yeah.
Um,
I think like 3 years already, maybe
yeah, I think almost 3 years. I'm
two and
not.
a half,
I'm not
three
sure
years.
when you started in the year. I think in the end of the year, about September or something. But
Yeah, I think this September it will be 3 years.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So give the people a little background information. 3 years ago, when you entered this room,
yeah.
in which stage of your career and life were you at that moment?
Phew, yeah, I just made the decision to go all in on music,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I didn't know exactly how to do it, and I was very creative in my productions,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't have the connections to yeah get my music out, and I didn't know how to mix and master any track. So yeah, that was the biggest problem for me at that point, like mixing, mastering,
Yeah.
and to get my music out.
Yeah.
Um, and at some point, I saw your Instagram story, and you were telling the people like, okay, I've never thought this would happen again, but I'm building a studio.
Oh yeah.
I
True.
remember,
That's
and
this one.
yeah, I responded on that Instagram story, like, "Hey Joey, yeah, I'm looking for some help with my mixing, mastering, and some little production tips, and maybe you can help me out." So we ended up in a Skype call, and one
Yeah.
week or 2 weeks later, I was in that room on behind you.
Next to me, behind me. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah. And how old were you back then?
I was 21, 21,
21. Yeah.
22.
And just left college, or
No, I was already working. Like I had a full time job as a account manager, so I was
mm,
in sales, and I sold like industrial doors, what you see like yeah on industrial areas and
mhm.
like fire department. You know what I mean?
The automated doors?
Yeah,
Yeah.
automated doors. I was selling them in the Netherlands, Belgium, and in France. So it was quite a cool job, but
Hmm.
yeah, it was not where my passion was, and
Yeah.
that was in music. So at some point I found out that I wasn't happy in the position that I was in, and yeah, I made the decision to quit my job and to go all in on music, and it was a bit, yeah, a big risk at that point,
Yeah.
especially, but yeah, I don't regret it.
Yeah. I can imagine, because
Yeah,
now you're definitely at a different stage, but we'll touch on that later.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
3 years ago, to come back on your
yeah.
question, 3 years ago, yeah, I was nothing. I had no idea what to do. I just had fun in making music, and that was it. I did some
Yeah.
small gigs in Utrecht, and that was it. And now we're in a complete different stage.
Yeah. Did you, not looking, knowing what you know now, like, or having the experience that you have 3 years later? Um, would you thought it would take that long? Because that's something I get from a lot of clients in
Mhm.
the beginning. Like, how
Yeah,
long will it take until I make any money, or
yeah,
do some form of professional music?
yeah,
And then when I say, like, yeah, at least a year, maybe 2 to 3 years,
yeah.
they most of the time start laughing. But it takes time, right?
It takes a really long time. I remember when I came in, I told you like, yeah, I hope in 1 year I have a release on spinning records and to tour all over the world. And in 2 years I want to play Tomorrowland. And I had those big dreams.
Yeah,
And now 3 years later, yeah, that still is one of my end goals. But yeah, we're not there yet.
yeah. So talking about those dreams, I still remember you coming in and telling me about those dreams, which is essential because you need that thing to look for.
Yeah, of
Otherwise,
course.
it becomes even harder.
Yeah.
But what are some of the things that you've accomplished over the years? So, let's say after 1 year, what did you accomplish by then?
After 1 year, yeah, I started releasing my own music, uh,
Hmm.
and that was something you pushed, and yeah, that helped a lot. So I'm happy we did that. But especially the first year, I started releasing my music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
Because
I
in the
was
first
still
year,
I was
we
still playing the small clubs nearby Utrecht, and uh, so I think especially the releases
yeah,
first year.
exactly. And the second year, you still remember?
Yeah, the second year I continued what I was doing, and I think I signed first track to Loud Cult. Was that was
Hmm.
my first label deal,
Hmm.
just for one single. Um, and I started to have some connection with singer songwriters in the second year, and that helped me also a lot to yeah, to make the music I wanted to make. Because I knew in the first year and also in the second year I was struggling to find samples, good vocalists,
Hmm.
and that changed in the second year.
Yeah,
Started
and
to
that
have
was
those connections, and I could send over some instrumentals to some people, and they would write on it, or they send me a top line.
yeah,
So that helped a lot, I think.
and there was something else. At least I think it was the second year because you were one of the artists that I coached that excelled in that space, which is that you started playing internationally in the
Yeah,
second year. You
yeah,
had one or two tours in Asia, I believe.
yeah, correct. Was it the second year or the
I
third? Yeah,
think it was the second, yeah.
end of the second year.
Because the third
Um,
year was Corona, so it has to be the second.
yeah, it has to be. Yeah, I don't know. I always thought like if you have something in mind, you can make it happen and you can make it work. And
Mm,
at some point, I thought like, yeah, I see all those big DJs playing in Asia and doing amazing shows, and I heard like, okay, the Dutch DJs are very loved by the people over there.
yeah,
So why isn't it possible to go there and do shows even even when I'm a smaller name.
yeah,
I'm from Holland. I produce music. I can play records. So why won't they book me?
yeah,
So I started like reaching out to those clubs. So I started on Google like top 10 clubs, Vietnam, and I sent them over email. No response at all. And a little later I started to reach out to the people who work there. So I saw some Instagram stories of the club, and they reposted a story from the VIP manager or the promoter of the club. So you could send over a message very directly to one of the people who works there.
yeah,
That was the thing that made it happen, because after reaching out to 100 clubs, three
yeah,
said yes.
yeah. That's the thing I like the most about you is the entrepreneurial mindset. As in, yes, you are an artist, yes, you are creative, but
Yeah,
at the same time, you also have the energy and the creativity to think business minded and to think like, hey, how can I achieve what I want or what helps me,
yeah,
um, without necessarily being at the spot where you need to be,
yeah,
until you get the like the gigs, for example. You were just a starting artist, but you already managed to get international gigs just by putting your energy into it.
yeah, yeah. That's
So
it. Putting energy in it.
yeah,
That's all I
yeah,
can
and
say.
of course,
And It worked.
making music as well, which works and which sounds nice.
Yeah,
This the third year. So during Corona, most artists sat at home waiting, no gigs, obviously.
yeah.
What are some things that you did and have achieved over the year?
Well, this year was for me one of the best years.
Well, a lot of artists are sitting in the chairs like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
What's this
Even
guy
when I had
saying?
no shows at all,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I managed to reach some goals that uh, that I without Corona I wouldn't have achieved.
What sort of goals are we talking about?
Yeah, like releasing a track with a big artist,
Hmm.
releasing to different but slightly bigger labels,
Hmm.
and yeah, releasing like a track every month. That was my
Yeah.
goal, and yeah, till last month I managed to do that. So I'm very
Yeah.
happy with how
And
this.
really finding your sound, I think. At least
Yeah, yeah,
if I
yeah,
have a look at your whole trajectory creatively, I would say in the last couple of months you definitely nailed your sound.
yeah.
Every track that you send me or that I listen to, it's like it
Correct.
fits
Yeah,
in the gnome spectrum. You know,
yeah,
it fits you and your brand. So
yeah,
that's an amazing thing as well.
yeah.
Something you mentioned, and I'm not sure if you want to do some name dropping, but who did you do a collaboration with last year?
Fed Legrand.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Yeah, yeah. It's a fun story. At the beginning of Corona, I had the idea to do a live stream. I
Hmm.
was in contact with a big organization in China, and I had the idea to organize a live stream in China for charity.
Hmm.
And it was BHM China. They also do Cream Fields and other big festivals in China. So
Hmm.
it's a big organization. And they told me like, okay, we have one employee in the Netherlands. She's staying in Almere. You can meet with her and yeah, tell her your ID. So I made like a PowerPoint presentation and went
Yeah.
to Almere and told her, yeah, this is my ID. I can arrange these names for the first edition. And BHM was really enthusiastic, and they said, okay, let's do this.
Hmm.
And the first session, so the first live stream, we had like 1.5 million live viewers in China.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it was quite big. And after the first edition, I got like emails from managers from Quintino, Fede Legrand. They all want to join this live stream.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. And so the second edition, I had like Fede, Quintino on the lineup, Sesco, CMCS, like
Mm.
really good names, cool names in my opinion.
Yeah.
And at the day of recording, I talked to Fede and also to his manager, and we had like a really fun conversation. So from that point on, I started to follow Fede a bit more, and I noticed, especially in the last year, that yeah, he was really experimenting with new sounds,
Hmm.
and he was doing collabs with smaller artists. So I had like this song, and I worked on it with Amanda Collis. She's a singer songwriter, and she told me like, okay, Marty, you can work with this vocal, so with this top line, but yeah, if you can make it happen, I would love to see a bigger name on this track. So I thought like, yeah, why not try Fede?
Let's give it a try.
Yeah, and I had like his phone number, but I thought like, okay, no, first I will try it the official way. So
Hmm.
I'll email his management, and like one day after I sent the email, I had a response from Sheeran, his manager, that Fede loved the track and yeah, wants to hop on
Yeah.
and to adjust some things. So that was also pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's
Amazing.
how it happened. But it all started with the live stream last year. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have happened.
Yeah. You've created opportunities for
Yeah,
yourself by thinking creatively and putting some energy into something, because
yeah,
it took a lot of time. I still recall you mentioning like the hours and hours of work that went into
it was crazy.
arranging it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a cool thing.
yeah, very cool. So
So,
I'm happy with the collab with Fede, and it really opens some new doors. So
mhm.
I'm very happy with that. Uh, so yeah, I think I'm on the radar now of some labels and management and bookings agencies. So I have
Yeah.
some meetings soon, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So if you have a look at the past 2 years, you first started focusing on your music together with me to get
yeah,
to a level where it was good enough to be released.
yeah,
Then you start getting signed, doing some gigs here and there, and now you're at the point where you start doing collaborations with bigger artists, doing multiple gigs, having requests of agencies and stuff that they
yeah.
come to you instead of you coming to them, which is the best position to be in. Um, where does coaching come in this whole story? Like, where did we help you?
Um, well, you especially helped me with uh, setting setting up realistic goals for myself.
Hmm.
Uh, because yeah, as I mentioned, when I came in, it was like, okay, in 1 year I want to be signed at Spinning and this and that. And you told me, okay, set smaller goals for yourself, and every achievement is an achievement. And once you reach these smaller goals, you will end up like reaching your final goal.
Yeah,
And that helped me a lot, I think, to maintain what I was doing.
yeah. Did it make it easier to to sustain doing it? Like, wake up every day and do it all again without maybe seeing the result that you hope to see?
Yeah, yeah, especially.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another thing I'm interested in is why do you have a coach?
I have a coach because I know for myself that I need to talk to
Hmm.
people, and uh, also in my private life, but also the business side. I want to
Hmm.
talk to people who yeah, who are yeah, how do you say? I don't know.
Experienced, maybe?
Yeah, some experienced people who can help me and really listen and take it in and give me the right advice.
Yeah. Because
And
what does that bring you?
um, yeah, new motivation and new energy to keep on going.
Yeah.
And that's what
Okay.
uh, I really experience when I'm at artist coaching. So at your place,
Hmm.
we have like good conversations. You have like the good tips, and when I walk out the door, I really think like, okay, now I can move on.
Yeah. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's get back to it and keep on grinding.
Yeah, exactly. Because I
Yeah,
can imagine, and I know the feeling of uh, losing motivation every now
Mm,
and then.
yeah,
Being an artist, it's simply not easy to deal with all the downsides of it.
yeah,
Getting no's when you send out tracks to get signed, or when you
yeah,
send emails for collaborations, and only hearing no, no, no. Um, Gets demotivating. So it's nice to hear that you have a motivating feeling after the sessions we have.
yeah. Yeah, and especially right now when like 2 months ago I had a lot of momentum with like the collab with Fede. I was live at Slam FM with an interview, and right now yeah, I'm searching for that new thing. Like, okay, I had
Yeah,
this momentum, now I have to keep this momentum, but how?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's also really hard to keep that momentum. And yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm still thinking about it.
yeah. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Last question. Why would you recommend someone else, like another like-minded artist, to get a coach?
Um, I would advise to get a coach because it can really help you. What I said to set your goals, realistic goals for yourself,
Hmm.
and when you reach those goals, to look back at it. Okay, how did we do it? What's the next goal? Um, and to get the connection with other artists, like-minded artists,
Hmm.
especially in yeah, in your community there are a lot of artists like experiencing exactly the same. So
Yeah, true.
why don't you connect and make it happen together?
Hmm.
Maybe by talking to each other or giving feedback to each other's tracks, or help each other out with like mixing, mastering, or do a collab. I don't know. Everything can, all the little things can help.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being so open. It's also fun for me to hear because
Yeah.
I kind of know how you've experienced it, but we never really talked about it. So it was
True.
interesting for me to hear as well.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm looking forward to keep doing it with you in the upcoming months, years.
Yeah. Me too.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's go.
Have a good day, man.
You too. Thanks, Joey.